This is Dirshu Mishnah Berurah as we continue learning Simin Mem Zayin. Today we're going to conclude Simin Mem Zayin with Sif Yud Gimel and Yud Dalid. And we begin today with the Machaber and Sif Yud Gimel, which teaches us Amashkim Koidem Arayoim. Someone gets up early in the morning, Lilmoy, to learn Mavari Birkas HaTorah. He still says Birkas HaTorah. Ve'inoi tzarich lachzor levarich shilich lebeis HaKnesses. And he does not have to say it again when he goes to shul. Similarly, one who wakes up early in the morning makes all the brachas aside for Nosei Sechevino. Parshas Tamid, Sheyamtim Lamrat She'er that you only say early. That you only say once it gets light outside. Says the Rama, Lechatchila you should wash your hands before you say Birkas HaTorah to learn. Salacha that we actually saw all the way back when we learned Netilas Yadayim, that if one does not have any water, don't not learn because of water. If you don't have any water, you're able to learn and make the brachas without washing your hands. As we learned in Simin Mem Vav. So it says the Mishnah Berurah over here in Sif Yud Gimel Sif Katul Chav Ches Mavari Birkas HaTorah. Vav im Chazav Yashein. And even if you go back to sleep, Achar Kach Shinas Keva. You go back, you wake up at, let's call it 3 in the morning. You learn for an hour and after 4:30. Then you get back into your pajamas, back into your bed. Either you go back to sleep early in the morning or during the day, still, you don't have to make a new Birkas HaTorah. Your Birkas HaTorah goes all the way until your next nighttime sleep. But reminds us, says Mishnah Berurah, this only works if you're the Yesh Aimer Mitzvah Yud Aleph. But according to that which he wrote over there, remember, we learned in Sif Yud Aleph that what's the minhag that you do not make a new Birkas HaTorah if you took a real sleep by day. But the Mishnah Berurah taught us, we'll highlight over here the level chamudais, the mavarich tavle bracha, and mavarich lo yehifsid. You don't lose anything if you make the Birkas HaTorah if you slept as shinas keva bayayim. So now over here, if someone wakes up early in the morning, learns with Birkas HaTorah and goes back to sleep, says the Mishnah Berurah, kol shekein bezeh, certainly in this shayayashin shinas keva kodim arayim, that you're taking a set sleep before the light of the day, devarich lo yehifsid. And it's not actually clear in this case if the minhag would be not to say Birkas HaTorah. Previously in Sif Yud Aleph we learned that the minhag is not to say Birkas HaTorah even if you take a real nap during the day. In as much as that's the minhag, the Mishnah Berurah commented, Mevarich, you get a bracha. You say the bracha, it's lo yifsid, you don't lose. So here, Kol Shekain says the Mishnah Berurah, if you learned early and you went back to sleep before light of day, certainly it's in that category, and perhaps we could add on, it's a bit better. Says Mishmur Sefkat and Lamed, even if one gets up after Chatzais, and you plan on going back to sleep, you're able to say all the brachis, and then you don't have to say them again when you get up in the morning. Levad, when you get up in the morning, just want to comment a case from the previous Sifkat that could be relevant. We learned the other day that if someone takes a shinas keva balayla, then he says Birkas HaTorah when he wakes up. And we commented from some Gedalim that they would go to sleep at 9 o'clock at night and wake up 2.5 hours later at 11:30, 12 o'clock, you say Birkas HaTorah. So in that scenario, let's say he wakes up and he learns for 2 hours. He goes back to sleep at 2 a.m. till, 6 a.m. So in that scenario, that would be a maybe more plausible scenario of the previous Sifkatan that we learned, that again, Hamavarich lo yifsid and Hamavarich tavay elav bracha. So it continues the Mishnah Berurah Sefkat Lamed Aleph Anosin Lasech Vivina V'achreinim Eskimus Shegam Bracha Zu Yuch Lavarich Avilu Kodem Sh'Ayayim. We paskin Lamaisi, you're allowed to say this bracha early in the morning. You should not say it before it gets light. Unless you heard the sound of the tarnagol. Even without hearing it, Lamaisi you're Yotze B'diavad. But only if you did it after Chatzos. ways. Afilu b'diavad yachzul varach, you have to make a new bracha. Afilu mishama kol tarnagol, ayin bir halacha. Parshas Tamid Sef Katal Amid Beis. V'chol mishnayis the karbanon shachrein all the karbanos came b'makom hakarvan hakravasa mean hakravasa al bayam. You're only allowed to bring the karbanos by day. Lil model levarav yikanach yada b'chomi dimanki. But in the case you don't have water, of course, the Mishnah Berurah reminds us you wipe off your hands with anything that cleans them. And we continue with Sif Yodalid. Nashim mevarachais Birkas HaTorah. Women say Birkas HaTorah. Comments the Mishnah Berurah Tam ayin bebir halacha. Look in the Bir halacha for the Tam. Why women say Birkas HaTorah, even though they don't have the mitzvah to learn. Let's just glance at the Bir halacha for a moment. Tam. Very important. Women might not have the mitzvah of liman HaTorah, but they are obligated to learn the relevant halachas that are nagea to them, and furthermore, the chavis lamer barish karbanos, just like they say by davening, etc. And that's an important detail to remember. That of course, and as much as women might not have the same halachas of lilmod HaTorah, but of course they do have the halacha of learning for the halachas that are relevant to them, whether it's tefillah, whether it's kashrus, whether it's other areas of halacha. Tomorrow we'll pick it up with Simin Mem Ches.